Jim Harbaugh has denied cheating, but the NCAA ain't having it, and it could impact the Chargers. Help for the Dodger bullpen is not as close as previously thought, and we have an answer to at least part of USC's defense. Good morning. I'm James, and this is your daily dose of sports and snark for the greatest sports city in the world, Los Angeles. This is the Faithful Angelenos Morning Report. It is August 16th, 2025. I am back in Portland for work, and I have upgraded from a half-star hotel to a 1.5-star hotel. But that's okay, because we're going to start the weekend right by talking LA sports. And if you like being in the know about LA, clickety-clack the like button. Clickety-clack the subscribe button. There's a notification bell. Hit that. It'll let you know when we drop new content. Sharing is caring. Let people know we exist. By all means, comment. Now, before we go through the news and notes, a quick look at the scoreboard. Dodgers 3, Slime Diego 2. You really didn't think the Dodgers were just going to roll over and play dead, did you? Meanwhile, the Sparks edged Dallas 97-96, and Angel City FC in Utah, they ran around a soccer pitch for about 90 minutes. Neither of them remembered to score. Meanwhile, today, Slime Diego is at the Dodgers at 6. The Chargers will face the Rams at 4 in an exhibition. It is Galaxy Game Day. They are at Inter Miami. The game's at 4:30. Lionel Messi is expected to play, and LAFC is at New England at 4:30. So what do you say we get to the news? Give me a little space on this, because it's a little convoluted. It's going to take a bit to unpack. But the quieter the training camp, the better the training camp. It means when it's quiet that you can safely assume that everybody is locked in on their work. Because in a highly specialized sport like the NFL, people aren't widgets, right? But you're trying to get 11 individuals with different skill sets, different strengths and weaknesses to function as a single unit. And so focus matters. You don't need outside distractions. Only the Chargers have had nothing but outside distractions. Franchise left tackle, gone for the year, blew out his knee. They have a running back who doesn't even know how to let go of a lit firework. They had a linebacker get arrested. And you would sit there and go, well, gee, James, shouldn't the coach set the example? Well, technically he is, because Jim Harbaugh has now been called, quote, one of the most penalized cheaters in sports history, unquote. And by the way, I don't know if that's true. Ask the Dodgers what they think about the Houston Astros punishment, right? Now, as you may recall, Harbaugh hightailed it out of Michigan to come to LA like 5 minutes after he won the national title. Literally, the guy lifts the trophy, snaps a selfie, and starts hightailing it out of the back of the stadium like it's a Benny Hill skit. The reason why he was so hyped to come to LA was illuminated even further yesterday. The Wolverines football program was reportedly hit with a $30 million fine, 4 years probation, and the current head coach was suspended in a cheating scandal. And by the way, the current head coach was an assistant under Harbaugh. As for Harbaugh, the NCAA added a 10-year show cause order, which was on top of a previous show cause order. What this means is, if Harbaugh wants to coach at college again, the school would have to show why they shouldn't get punished for it. Translation, hire Harbaugh, get sanctioned. Basically, Harbaugh's been blacklisted. Now, if you're wondering what Harbaugh allegedly took part in, a conspirator said Harbaugh knew almost every signal that Michigan opponents used in 7 games over 2 seasons. It goes like this. You're allowed to steal signs in a game. You know, if a quarterback's audible calls are too obvious, take advantage. Go for it. What you're not allowed to do is to send scouts ahead to future games before you play them and use electronics to record and then decode how your opposing teams are going to call plays. You can't do that. But that's what Harbaugh's Wolverines allegedly did. They were so brazen about it that people involved actually referred to themselves as the KGB. Now, the show cause order for Harbaugh will last until 2038. To be honest, I don't think he cares that much. Because he's 61 right now, it's highly unlikely that he'll ever go back to college football. But make no mistake, his reputation and his dad pants got dragged through the mud. Said the NCAA, quote, Harbaugh did not embrace or enforce a culture of compliance during his tenure, and the program had a contentious relationship with Michigan's compliance office, leading coaches and staff to disregard NCAA rules, unquote. Now, Harbaugh was previously asked about the allegations, but that was last year, to which he replied, never lie, never cheat, never steal. I was raised with that lesson. I've raised my family on that lesson. If you stumble, you apologize and you make it right. But today, I do not apologize. I did not participate, was not aware, nor complicit in those said allegations, unquote. Now you fast forward to yesterday and Harbaugh didn't say anything to the scribes. His lawyer did though. Quote, I don't know how Jim feels about it, but I know how upset I would be if I got banned from appearing in traffic court. Okay. But here's the thing, counselor. That's not a denial. It's not a denial. Now, if you're a Chargers fan, I could understand if you're thinking to yourself, hey, my boy outran the law like the Dukes of Hazzard and now he's on my sidelines. Okay. But the NFL reported in 2023 that it is possible to punish Jim Harbaugh. There is precedent for punishing people who were in the NCAA and hold them accountable even when they moved on to the NFL. The NFL has punished a player and a coach for breaking NCAA rules in 2011. For example, former Raiders quarterback Terrell Pryor suspended 5 games for hawking autographed merch back when he was at Ohio State. But again, that was reported all in 2023. So maybe Harbaugh did beat the rap. He damn sure got paid by the Chargers. But you still have to wonder 2 things. 1, how much damage is this going to be to his reputation? Why does that matter? Say he gets the Chargers to a Super Bowl and wins. Now he's a rarefied air. There are very few coaches who won the national title and a Super Bowl. Pete Carroll, Jimmy Johnson, Barry Switzer. But does the cheating keep Harbaugh out of the Hall of Fame? Fair question, wouldn't you say? Here's another thing you'd have to wonder. How deep are the Chargers under the microscope with the NFL? You don't think the NFL is going to say, wait a minute, we got a team in a major media market with a coach who got booty deep in a cheating scandal? You don't think they're watching his every move now? Why should the NFL trust Jim Harbaugh, by the way? Do you really think the NFL, which by the way makes a lot of money on sports betting, you really think the NFL wants to have a cheating scandal like what the Astros put Major League Baseball through? So I don't necessarily think the Chargers or Jim Harbaugh are out of the woods completely yet. Not predicting anything, I'm just saying. Also with the Chargers, there is a belief that Trey Lance has overtaken Taylor Heineke as the Chargers' primary backup quarterback. Harbaugh said he has not decided. Heineke is the more experienced quarterback. He was a starter both in Washington and Atlanta. Now, if he does lose his number 2 job, the fact that he has starting experience actually plays to his advantage. He could be a primary trade candidate. So a lot of Chargers stuff to discuss. Feel free to let me know what you think in the comments thread. The big hope that the Dodgers had was that they would get reinforcements to the bullpen by the end of the year. Well, that took 2 kicks to the groin of hope yesterday. Brusdar Graterol is highly unlikely to appear this year. You may recall that he needed shoulder surgery at the end of last season. The hope was he would be ready to go around the All-Star break. He was last seen rehabbing in Arizona. It's not going well. It's not going well. They don't think he's going to show up now. Secondly, Michael Kopech arrived at the Midwest Manure Pit for a rehab appearance, and he sucked. 2/3 of an inning, 6 batters, 3 runs, a wild pitch. 24 pitches overall, only 10 for strikes. And I realize that nobody at Chavez Ravine would listen to a rando YouTuber, right? But I've been begging the Dodgers for months to please have the Dodgers starting pitchers go more than 5 innings. Please. So you don't gas the bullpen. I'm not saying they specifically went to this channel, of course, but it was nice to see Clayton Kershaw go 6 last night. Might have made a difference. Dave Roberts has repeatedly claimed that Max Muncy is the key to the Dodger lineup. And I always thought it sounded absurd until you notice that the Dodgers score a run fewer per game when Muncy isn't in there. Well, guess what? They're going to have to figure out how to make up that run all over again. Muncy is back on the injured list. This time it's a grade 1 oblique strain. He said he felt it during batting practice Wednesday. If it is in fact grade 1, it's going to take a couple of weeks to recover, 2 or 3. But even trying to come up with a contingency plan this time is going to be tougher. You recall Muncy went on the IL earlier this year with a dinged knee. Roberts went with Tommy Edman and Kike Hernandez over at third. Both of them are on the injured list. So rookie Alex Freeland is going to have to step it up in the meantime. We have a wee bit of clarity coming out of USC training camp. Lincoln Riley told the LA Daily News that the biggest competitions are on both lines. That's to be expected. That's not a shocker. But the Trojans on defense run a 4-2-5. Now, sometimes it looks like a 3-3-5, but either way, you're looking at 2 linebackers. And those starting linebackers appear to be Eric Gentry and former safety Desmond Stevens. But you let me know what you think in the comments thread. Talk to me, for example, about if Jim Harbaugh's problems at Michigan are in fact going to follow him to the Chargers. Do you believe that there will ever be health for the Dodger bullpen? And if you enjoyed this update, don't forget to subscribe to Faithful Angelenos. We're talking LA sports every single day here. Thank you for watching. I'm James, and we'll be back tomorrow. Faithful Angelenos is a Cam Corte El Queso production. Take care.